Well, I prefer being sober, but you know,
I gotta do something.
That comes by default. I don't know what that's your preference. Why it's hard to
it's
achieve.
just too hard. Liquor's the best one. I don't know, man. Doing hard drugs I'm too fucking old for that shit. It takes me all the next day takes me 2 days to recover, like to start thinking again.
Liquor, like the taste of liquor?
Do I like the taste of liquor?
Yes.
I love it. What do you mean, do I like the taste?
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I hate the taste, and I don't really like being drunk, and I really hate being sick afterwards, which I get super easily. I have a hard time getting any kind of buzz without the other side of it being so much worse than the high was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it gets worse. The hangovers get worse every year. So,
is that, you think it's an age thing or an alcohol thing? Okay.
Yeah, it gets real. There was a time when I'd be the hangover be over at like 3 for me, and then it went to 6, and then it went to the next day, and now I'm back to 3, but it's just the next day. It gets worse. So you just have to drink more at the front to have more fun to make up for the longer hangover.
I think it has to do something with your brain rehydrating. I think it affects fighters too as they get older. I think it's not just the concussions that do away with that little gelatinous layer of goo you've got between your brain and your skull. I think when you get older, you're not as good at keeping that juicy after a weight cut because they dehydrate themselves down to make weight and then they try to rehydrate, but their brain is the last thing to rehydrate and the first thing to dehydrate when you're doing that cut.
Yeah.
So they've got a dry, crispy brain rattling around and they're more easily concussed. But I think that happens to old guys too. There aren't too many after 35 champions other than Volkanovski and a couple heavyweights.
Yeah. And I think like how much of the hangover is just that, what you were saying, like you're just depleted of all your electrolytes. And so your body's all fucked up because like there's no more potassium or magnesium or whatever. Probably
a lot of it's that, but also you're poisoned. Your liver is literally removing the poison from your body. And so you're recovering from being poisoned as far as your body's concerned. But I think the dehydration is a big part of the like dull, sort of not with it, can't wake up and get in the moment kind of feeling from a hangover. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I never really had hangovers. I would always hydrate really well. Like if I was going to actually drink. When we would drink on here, I would drink a lot of water, like our Gatorade, like between the drinks and before the drinks and after the drinks. And I was always good the next day.
I mean, that's the common knowledge idea. It's like you just water up and Gatorade up, and then you're not.
Yeah, I always hear stories about guys like you. Yeah, well, this one guy I knew would drink a Gatorade before he started drinking. That's horseshit.
That's horseshit. Not trying it.
Gatorade with vodka in it? No, real Gatorade, I swear. Bullshit. String him up.
We've had some rough drinking episodes on here before. Once I'm drunk, I just keep drinking until I get real sick with it.
Then you get deeper in that hole where you go from like, oh, the next day would have still been rough to like now the next day is like you're waking up with that so dry it's alarming mouth. Like, is there any good liquid in my body right now? Clearly not. Need to go pound some fluid.
Not the last drinking episode, but the one before it, I think was the worst. I can still remember how like awful I felt after that. Yeah, the pepperoni nipple episode. That's me.
What is that?
I created a scale of pepperoni nipples to grade anything and everything. I really just making fun of this sailing YouTuber that Woody liked because she's got big old pepperoni nipples. And when I'm drunk, I get mean. So, you know, although clearly I ordered those pepperoni and that poster board sober. So
I think that's probably why you weren't horribly hungover, is because you must have eaten half a log of pepperoni, getting those electrolytes. And
those greasy pepperonis were like really fortifying me against all that vodka or whatever I was drinking.
Yeah,
I saw this video where a girl did like two videos, and she was taking a shot and then doing her blood alcohol content, the breathalyzer. And in one, she ate before, and the other one, she just did it and then ate afterwards. And the one where she ate afterwards, it was like night and day. Like drinking before eating anything versus just, having something in your stomach. The having something in your stomach, she was totally fine, felt fine, sobered up at the end. And the other one, she abandoned the premise of the video and just started pounding more shots, like 2 hours into it. It was really funny. And I said, this explains a lot, actually. I wish I had known this 20 years ago.
We did a drinking episode with breathalyzers. And I was surprised because, like, if you take a drink and then blow in the breathalyzer, it'll reach stupid high.
Yeah.
And then if you wait or maybe like just, I don't know, gargle or something, it'll go down to something much lower.
Yeah. Because if like you just take a drink, you're like blowing alcohol right into it. And it's like, oh, I didn't know someone could be 1.0.
Do y'all ever know anybody who had to get one of those blow and goes put in their car?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, right? So if you get if you had so many DUIs and shit, they put this mechanism in your fucking car and you have to blow into it. It's a breathalyzer, and your engine won't start if you blow hot. So people have all these workarounds. They'll get their kid in there. They'll work out like a balloon. Anything to try to like
breath.
You'd inflate it with a balloon pump. You're over there like.
Oh, I thought they pre-gamed it and kept like a big balloon in their car for starting.
Hey, don't touch that. That's my driving balloon.
It's expensive and you have to pay for it at your own expense. So
that makes sense.
I have a friend of a friend who had to get I think it cost $5,000 or $6,000 to get this thing put in their car.
Oh man.
They've got it. It's like $100,000 car. So maybe that made it cost more. But just the idea that at your expense, because you're such a menace to society, they've gone to that instead of just taking your license away. I don't like the DUI stuff. Like it's easy to catch one in your life or maybe even two. We live a long fucking time, and there's nothing wrong with drinking casually. Shit can happen. And maybe it wasn't a DUI. Maybe you had one beer and the cop was an asshole and you blew hot for some reason. Shit happens, is what I'm saying. But these people who have 4, 5, 6, 7, and then they're also hurting people as they go, injuring people, having violent wrecks, and they still don't throw them in jail. I've never understood that one. If you're outside recklessly shooting a gun, they'd lock your ass right up.
Yeah, they got boogie for that.
And they keep telling the same story. You're like, fuck, I already heard this one.
Sitting right here.
Over and over.
Why don't you go for a drive? Cool off.
I'd be so embarrassed if I had a blow and go in my car.
A balloon.
Like, how do you explain that to the girl? Like, you're like, hey, you want to go somewhere? Like, yeah, hop in. Do you explain to her when we sit in the car so you have it to gesture toward in case she's never heard of this? Or do you tell her up beforehand that like, funny thing, weird situation, but because at some point when she gets,
I'm borrowing the car.
Here's the thing. Whenever I turn my car on, I blow it. It's just to set a good example, sweetheart.
You just have to treat it right. I treat my car right.
Now, if you wouldn't mind blowing into that, we can be on our way.
All your neighbors have fucked up mailboxes.
I like to have a snort before I hit the road. What's the problem?
I'm gonna level out.
Trust me, you don't want me shaky on the roads.
No, this is an imported car. Yeah, all of them in Europe are like this. This is a Ford.
If you're raised
damn liberals.
If you're raised with that kind of DUI culture, I'll call it, you can normalize that stuff and start thinking it's normal. Because my dad never did, but he had friends who I'll never forget bumping into one of his friends at the gas station. The dude was buying a whole bunch of beer, like at least a 12-pack, and it was a rainy day, like that overcast, like rainy gray day. And I'm like, hey, what's going on, buddy? He's like, not much, just get me a 12-pack of Natty Light. On a rainy day like this, I like to drink and cruise. I was like, what the fuck are you? He was 100% serious. He stumbled into his truck, cracked one open, and
it sounds nice when you put it like that.
It is nice.
He's like talking to some gay guy in San Francisco later. He's like, I talk to these wonderful men. They like cruising too.
I've been on this website. It's called Drinking and Cruising. I met a lot of friends.
a lot of gay fellas. They were into hard alcohol.
I wonder if anybody's ever accidentally went on one of those gay cruises. Like it'd be one thing to stumble into a gay bar. Like I hear dudes talk about accidentally stumbling into a lesbian bar, and like there's some funny hijinks to be had with that. The people in those bars are usually really accepting, and it becomes this funny little moment. But I wonder if anyone ever accidentally booked a whole cruise. Like now they're going to the Bahamas and back with 437 gay dudes.
That would
My uncle
like that.
took his son when his son was a kid. My uncle and him went to Disneyland. And my uncle's like a Navy guy, like a real buttoned up, by the book military man. And it was gay day when they went to Disneyland. And the way you signified if you were gay was by wearing a red shirt or something like that for AIDS awareness or something. So obviously, they showed up not knowing any of this and in 2 bright red shirts. And they walk in. So it's like an old guy and this like, maybe he's 18, but nobody's asking. But he said Disneyland gave them some free shirts so they could,
I had the same thing happen to one of my mom's friends. They accidentally went on gay day. And of course, this is like 1998 in the like Baptist church South. So they're just, faggots everywhere, Kyle. You wouldn't believe it. Smooching right there in front of Donald Duck. Oh, you wouldn't believe the things we saw.
Whole ship smelled strange.
Overchlorinated.
I've never been. I went to Disneyland. I've never been to Disney World.
That's a bad one. Disney World's a good one. Or that's
I'm aware. I'm fully aware. Trust me. Like we were in LA and it was like, let's go to the amusement park. And someone was like, Disneyland. And I was like, that sounds like a place full of roller coasters. Cool. There's actually a badass roller coaster park in LA. I don't know the name of it, but we drove past it on the way home from Disney. We drove past Magic Mountain on the way home from Disneyland.
How old were you?
27?
If you're like 9, then Disneyland might be a fit for you. I know you like the big roller coasters, but you can enjoy them. Right?
No, I was a big boy.
We drove.
I paid a taxi driver to get there, but I was so disappointed in the fucking Disneyland because I love roller coasters. It's one of my favorite things about Six Flags Atlanta here and being close to Six Flags is the access to those roller coasters. It's sick.